Hello, everyone! I'm Hannah.
I'm Jake.
And welcome to another episode of Ask Hannah. Today we're going to be reading questions brought to us by the fine people at our Discord server, which you can find a link to in the description. You can always ask us more questions there, or you can just hang out and have a good time.
That's how you become a fine person. Before that, you're just a degen.
So, what's first, Jake?
What's first? First is from a person named Hungry. Dear Hannibal, but like Hannable. Jake can answer too, I guess, because you couldn't figure out how to fit me into that. Not sure if you have ever discussed this before, but how do you feel about maps and no maps trying to insert themselves in the LGBTQ plus label and therefore the community? What's a map and a no map?
Oh no, a map is a pedophile. It's a minor attracted person. And a no map is a minor attracted person, a pedophile, basically who doesn't offend. And by offend, I mean commit sexual assault on a child. Okay. No, none of this. No. No. The LGBTQ community is a community about like celebrating and having unity with other people who might not conform to society's like views of like sexuality or gender, but at the end of the day it's about like consent and having the right to do what you want with your body and the body of other consenting adults. Pedophiles, on the other hand, look, I understand that I would imagine pedophiles do not have control over what they are attracted to. I don't think anyone has control over what they are attracted to. But if you are attracted to someone who inherently cannot consent, like a child, like, I don't consider that a valid sexual orientation, because you literally cannot engage in that activity because it is immoral and illegal because they can't consent. It's just not even close to the same page thing. And frankly, this often gets used by right-wingers too, where they're like, oh, look at all the LGBTQ community is a Trojan horse to allow pedophilia. It makes the LGBTQ community look bad by proxy. Not that I've ever seen an actual person in the LGBTQ community advocate for this. It's always like pedophile people trying to get in on it, and it's like, look, I'm sorry you're attracted to people who just cannot consent. That sucks, I'm sure, but nope, not the same thing. I wish those people could get therapy to try and cope with that.
Proactivity is obviously the way we should be about that, not reactive, because reactivity has victims.
But they don't belong in the LGBTQ community. No. They just don't. They don't. Nope. It's not the same thing. It completely goes against the idea of the community in general. So no, not cool, in my opinion.
Yep. How do you feel about, I don't know. This is always, I'm going to bring up one of the, okay, so I was trying to search my brain for what's one of the things that are considered like, ooh, well, would you allow this? No, we'll just pick one of them. Sex robots.
Sex robots? Yeah. Are the robots sentient and sapient, or are they literally
let's assume they're just fleshlights with motorized pieces.
Well, that's a fetish. Then you just have a fetish. Like, that's
what? No. I'm not saying as an alternative to offending.
Oh, I thought you were just talking.
I'm trying to dance around it for.
I understand what you're saying.
The robots, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if there have ever been studies in terms of like
cessation or something. Okay. Was that a thing that can be sated?
Like Lolly exists. This would be a good example.
Right.
I don't know if there's any studies on whether people who are pedophiles consuming media that in a, I guess, relatively safe way sates that urge because it's a drawing. I still think Lolly's gross, but at the end of the day, like it's as a drawing, no one's getting hurt like in the same way that there is for actual disgusting child porn. But she's a 7,000-year-old vampire. Oh, she looks like a 5-year-old. Weird. But I don't know. I don't know if there are any studies on that. Does that just reinforce that behavior and cause someone to escalate to the point that they're more likely to offend?
My
or does
assumption
it
is that
sate
is what
them?
the case is.
Like,
My assumption is there's no sation, that no sating
yeah,
that, because I don't like that wouldn't satisfy me as a straight guy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
just
Like,
jerking it to porn.
well, not even that. Like having just a fuck robot. Unless
Yeah,
we're talking like Westworld level fuck robot,
sure.
which again is sapient. Spoilers for Westworld.
It's just the premise of the show. I don't think
It's the
that's
premise. Yeah, that I mean, you're not gonna get the same like experience. It's not gonna be the same what you want out of that experience. That's what I always say, because this comes up in conversations about this. Well, what about this? No, it's probably not gonna work. What the idea is here, you need counseling. You need to make sure someone is weaned off of this thing. Weaned off. You just get a little bit of kid every once in a while. No, that's not what I mean. I mean like weaned off of the feeling. Hopefully, I don't know how the therapy works. I don't know how the counseling works. I don't know how the mental health care works. But it's obviously there's a population that needs to be proactively addressed in whatever way that is. And I don't think here's some junk food will ever sate someone who wants something, the real thing, I guess. So yeah. So that's how we feel about maps and no maps. Yeah, you're not in the community. You don't get to be. Sorry about it. Next up, Bees Churger. Dear Japple and Hanana, now that the Quran Reloaded is dead forever, have you considered doing a series about the Book of Mormon? The LDS Church is very weird, fascinating history full of grifting, silly bullshit, old-timey perverts, and horrific atrocities. If you ever decide to do a video series about Mormonism, I highly recommend Under the Banner of Heaven. If you need more resources, especially with the FLDS polygamous offshoot, just ask. What do you say? What do you say?
I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Especially like, oh man, we got to get back on the ball doing more stuff. Today we're recording 2 videos, so that's good. But like,
COVID doesn't let us be
I
together.
know, we've been doing so bad at this. But like, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. Well, but yeah, I think the Book of Mormon would be a lot of fun to do for multiple reasons. First of all, the Quran Reloaded. I don't know about you, but one of the reasons I ended up not feeling it too much once we got into it is like, I don't have a background in Islam in any way, the same way I do with like Christianity for like the Bible Reloaded.
Sure.
So I felt a little weird talking about it without any personal experience in the community. And it ended up coming off a little cheap shoddy a lot of the time. Just stereotypical, like, haha, terrorists exist jokes.
Sure.
But with like the Book of Mormon, I can't speak to it from a Mormon perspective, obviously. But being an offshoot of Christianity, I do think I could have commentary on it, and I think it'd be fun. I think that would be a fun one.
Well, I do think it's fun to read fanfic, so I guess Mormonism would be a decent time. Sure. I also know some Mormon people, and so yeah, I don't know if I would want to change the format about the Book of Mormon thing. I don't really feel like the style of the Bible studies is something I want to carry over into a new book at this point. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very time consuming to pump out that kind of content.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it could be more like conversational like this. I mean, it's always been conversational, but like
probably not have the. I know people like the images, but it takes so much time to get all the images.
We could turn out Bible content daily if it was easy and fast.
Yeah.
We used to do 2 videos a week religiously. We did that for 7 years, and I can't tell you how much of a grind that is.
Yeah.
Like that is, and the 2 of us split editing time a lot of the time, and it's incredibly taxing. And now when the YouTube algorithm was like, okay, do your half-hour things, we like that. And now the YouTube algorithm doesn't like that. What it likes is more like talking heads, 8 to 15 minutes daily uploads. So I'm actually thinking maybe we should just turn to a daily upload style, pre-record a bunch of stuff, and then
Sure.
let it come out 5 days a week, rather than having heavy uploads. But that brings down the production quality and the editing stuff.
Let me know,
But
actually, in the comments of this video, if we did Bible studies more regularly, but there weren't, like, images over them like there are traditionally,
right.
would you be okay with that? Or do you want it, like, because literally, we went, like, 6 months without doing a Bible episode just because they're time-intensive. So,
They're
like,
time-intensive, and then COVID makes us stay apart, and the combination of those things and how we record this, it makes everything. And frankly, I changed my computer over, and the editing software had to be moved and changed and shut it, and it's not working very well on this this rig. It works fine on this one, but yeah, it's big complicated. But yeah, I'd rather put out more, or I guess less refined content more often to stay in a rhythm than I would, because I would record that Monday, Tuesday easy.
Sure.
Because those are usually the days I take off of streaming, and then stream the rest of the week and never have a day off in my life. But it would feel fine.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be the burden of, and I know it doesn't even look at, just the sourcing of the pictures is what takes the longest time. And that's been fun for years, but that was, I mean, we didn't have cameras. We had to put something on the screen, and that was kind of like an expectation for YouTube at the time. But now it's sort of like punditry. We can kind of be here, and we can have like something more interesting going on in the background. Like we'd actually produce it and like get graphics and stuff, but in art for the stuff. But yeah, I would like to know if people would like that. Because I would like to do the Book of Mormon. But I want to finish the New Testament first. I'd like to be able to do stuff like that, but put it out more often. Just in general, just all the things. Putting out more content more often sounds super fun. And I'd like to feel good about YouTube again. But again, from a creator standpoint, they fuck us hard, guys. I don't know if you understand how fucked they fuck us. It's why we do so much content on Twitch, and it's why you should go to the Twitch channels and watch the content over there. Not because we're abandoning YouTube, but because it pays the bills. You don't have to spend any money over there. You literally could just show up.
If it weren't for Twitch at this point, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills. Twitch is amazing. Go to Twitch, watch our content.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
100%.
It's also really good content. It's a lot of fun. So check it out.
Yeah, I think the content over there is better than I've ever put out.
Sure.
Because it's just the way it works, and then we get to do our own thing, and then we get to collab when we do, and it just feels nice.
I love working with you, but also it's fun having our own stuff that we can just kind of have our own control over.
Same, exactly the same. It's nice to be able to just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this now when I want to do this, and that instead of having to like coordinate lives.
Yeah. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to do stuff that we can do solo that we probably wouldn't do together, like I do Tinfoil Tuesday, which we probably wouldn't have done, you know?
Yeah, because there's not enough for both of us to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
It's like there's like a lot of it's reaction to other people. Like I'm gonna call them peers. Let's call them chuds, chuds and stuff. And like it's not all like I don't even bring up Donald Trump most streams and stuff. Like. It's about like the punditry of like YouTube and like bad ideas and just arguing with that and like making sure that we have, I don't know, like a fun time. And plus both of our spaces are super inclusive, super like communities, like where you know their names. And I miss that from being a small channel on YouTube back when we used to know people's names. Yeah. And I kind of like that homey feeling. And even if we get, I mean, we're definitely both going to grow over time on Twitch. But
you know who showed up a while back in my stream? Ryby Jenkins. Remember Ryby?
I didn't know she was alive.
She's not dead. She showed up in my stream a couple weeks ago.
Good for Ryby.
So she's around.
Wow. Yeah, I mostly talk to other people like the Surfs. I've been with Hassan. Yeah. Destiny a couple times, but I mean I've also talked to like Pokemon. Like I mean just the interconnectivity of Twitch is really cool. Shu comes over every once in a while. Yeah. We hang out. We did a stream together not too long ago.
It's also really easy to get to know other creators because you can just like raid them and talk in their chat, and it's
just good. The community and everybody gets more from it. You get seriously, it feels like a ripoff to be a fan on YouTube, and I use YouTube to watch stuff from time to time. I would rather watch someone on Twitch because I can interact, I can follow and I can like monetarily support when I feel like it needs to happen. Like, because I like the idea of being like, here's a couple bucks, or here's 50 cents, or here's like just in I don't know. It works better than super chats. It works better than anything. I think it's fantastic. Anyway, so that's that sort of question we answered, kind of. Moving on, Runefar. This is not meant to be a joke. I am just curious, Hannah. That was very intense. Since you have transitioned, have you had difficulty finding shoes in women's sizes, or are you still wearing men's / have small fit? Someone wants feet pics. I just ask since I know women's shoes are often only go to a certain size compared to men's, and often it's even difficult for cis women. So just curious about your experience.
I haven't actually
show feet.
I'm not gonna show feet. I'm
okay.
looking at them to make a determination. I'm pretty lucky in that I'm a small person anyway. Outside of my weight, I mean my frame itself is small. I'm short and I'm not large. Let's say. So
people thought you were a twink for many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get back to that. I got to get back to when I was a twink. That weight. I think I'll be looking pretty good.
I don't think you should be that weight. I think you should be more than that weight. But I do think that you're not a very big person. I guess I never assumed that would be a problem for you. You don't have like huge feet.
Sure. No, I don't think I'd have an issue at all.
Do you even have do you even wear shoes?
I mean, I wear shoes when I go out, but like
You're basically a hobbit.
This is
you walk around and grab mushrooms off the ground and stuff and eat them.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's convenient because my favorite shoes have always been Converse, and those are unisex anyway. So I just
that's what I was thinking. Like, because you don't wear like shoes all the like you're very Converse-y or very comfy. Like, I'm just gonna wear whatever slips on. I'm very similar, but mine are like usually athletic shoes or something. That's where I feel more comfortable in. But in fact,
like for a formal
fucking slippers anywhere, I can't find them. Where the fuck did they go? I miss them.
Like for a formal thing, I'd get some nice shoes. Like a wedding or something. Like I don't know. I don't even remember. Jake and Sarah, if you ever have some sort of party, even I don't think you guys like marriage. I'm not sure. We'll
probably do it. We talk about doing a thing.
Sure. If you
I don't know if we're gonna get legally bound, but I would like some sort of legal protections for both of us to have the things of the other person in case of untimely demise.
Like, let's say you guys had a party that's like a basically a marriage, even if it's not legally a marriage. I'd probably get some nice shoes. You buy nice shoes for that? Yeah.
I recommend Converse, but you can wear nice shoes if you want.
I guess it would depend on the like what would the dress be for the thing, you know? But
well, you'd be in the wedding, so I mean, like
that's true.
Yeah, we actually talked about this recently. I don't know if we'd even have sides. We're so intermingled.
Yeah.
Anyway, my tumby just started to hurt, and I don't know why. I hope that's not a poop. Next up, Josephina Do. Hey, Hannah and Jake. They did change their names. Yeah. Longtime fan. Are you though? Oh, first time Discord question asker. There it is. You haven't been around to see our abuses. I've been re-listening to a lot of the older episodes of the Bible. I'm curious, and I'm curious about this hypothetical. Is there anything you'd do different if you had to start over? Like, would you start with face cams? Would you delve more into the historical aspects of the Bible, like talk about recorded Egyptian history versus the Exodus in the Old Testament? Jake described the show as comedic literary analysis in one episode. From going through your back catalog, it's clear to see some personal growth you have over the tone and sense of humor, and it's interesting to see. Love y'all, as you'd say about 5 years ago. More than 5 years ago. Science blessed more than 5 years ago. That's an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
That we did twice.
Okay. Better microphones for sure. We were doing a cringe stream.
We didn't have any money. Like we can't pretend that we had money.
Let's say it's a hypothetical, like we're in a quantum leap, okay? We've been Scott Bakula.
A quantum leap. Okay, we're going to get 480p cameras because that was the tippy top at the time.
We don't have new cameras at first. I think based on how YouTube was at the time, it would have been fine to... But if we could find better mics...
You know what we should have done? We should have had Sonas.
Sona? What's a Sona?
A rant Sona.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We would have been very popular had we decided to put ties on cartoons of ourselves. Well, we were popular, but
That would have been unique, actually. A duo rant Sona. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where you have
would it
two
have been
rant
one person
Sonas.
with two heads, or would it have been two separate rant
Two
Sonas
separate
on
rant
either side?
Sonas.
I agree.
Okay. That would have been
Okay, so I feel like rant Sonas would have been very marketable at the time. As far as the tone, I mean, besides us being
I would have been
saying
less
edgier
edgy.
shit,
The edgy,
but like besides the edgy shit, I like the humor is like the idea for it. Like that's the point. Like I want you to listen as a Christian and be laughing, and then go, "Whoops, I learned a thing." And same thing for the other person. No one wants to listen to a dry fucking Bible study. You and I can't help but banter with each other and make jokes about dumb shit. This isn't a bit that we do, even if it is a bit.
Yeah.
When we're doing a bit, that's not even the bit, if that makes sense, because we only do bits.
True.
We are the bittiest. Like, we can't watch a movie without the two of us ruining it for everybody else in the room. There's no way that happens. We're uncontrollable chemistry bombs. We are Clorox and ammonia. We just gas everybody out of the room. All of their personalities die, and we're the only two that exist. It's really that bad. We are like that. And so I don't think the comedic literary analysis, I wouldn't go more deep into any history unless I thought it was interesting. We're just older now, and some of the stuff isn't funny to us. Because, I mean, the first time you hear some jokes, they're funny, and then the third time you hear it, they're not. So, like, we were just younger.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was a relatively fresh atheist, and I was very bitter. So that shines through a little bit. But
I think we needed that to grow. I think frankly, the edgy shit, you need it. You need to know where you can go to know where you don't want to go again. Some
of that stuff I think actually has aged relatively well. I think the dueling vaginas is still funny, I think.
Dueling vaginas is still funny. I still like all the God Gabriel bits.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
I even like the one where he doesn't understand, like the one that someone thought was transphobic because we didn't mention trans people, but like where he didn't understand that penises and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the only difference is we would add a joke about trans people, and he'd be like, well, yeah, like what was his girlfriend's name?
Donna.
Why am I forgetting? I was gonna say Diana. Well, Donna has a dick, but that's a lady dick. That's totally different. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Sure. Like there'd be a nod towards acknowledging that trans people exist, but the jokes wouldn't change. Yeah. I think most of the things we try not to punch down. We were always pro LGBT. We weren't like, I don't think we were that bad, but we were ignorant on some things. Like there's there's plenty of stuff that we were ignorant on when we were kids, but yeah, I mean, I'm proud. How do you feel about it? Is it pride? It's not. I don't know if it's pride, but it's definitely like I'm glad it exists.
Sure. Oh god,
we haven't taken stuff down on purpose
because it's the first project we worked on in what turned out to be careers for both of us, very unexpectedly, right?
Mm-hmm. We worked at McDonald's, just being like, "This is fun. Let's do that." And we both needed something to focus on. We both had weird times in our lives, and
so like, even though there's stuff I disagree with or I would have done differently, it's an interesting little time capsule of us becoming burgeoning internet personalities. Not super popular internet personalities, but like, we make a living doing this, and it's interesting. I imagine it would be like, this is a bad example because Bob Barker was actually popular, but like Bob Barker looking back at a broadcast that he was on from the 1950s,
well, okay.
Like
we're mistaking popularity relative to how popularity works today. When we were popular, we were one of the most popular atheist channel. Like
sure,
that's how you have to do it. And like, consider the fact that still we have broader reach than a radio station. Like,
depends on the radio
as far
station.
as who listens, right? So I mean, like, the idea has changed. We certainly never went super viral or anything, and I don't plan on us ever doing. I like the size. I don't need to be, and I don't think it would have been good for us to have 1 million fucking subscribers.
Oh god, if we ended up with like 1 million subscribers and we PewDiePie'd it out, I don't think I ever would have outgrown my edginess, because I would have never felt the need to, because we would have been validated constantly.
Yeah, I would worry about, because I would never sell out to anybody, but I would worry about not feeling like I was selling out,
Yeah, I don't know.
even if I was. Because phoniness has always really fucking rubbed me the wrong way. And if I didn't genuinely feel the way, I wouldn't have said the thing.
Sure.
But we definitely said edgier shit than probably we would now. But and probably all of those were chick tracks, by the way. Anytime we were hyper edgy, probably a chick track.
Yeah.
We get fucking
Y hole. Y hole.
I don't regret Y hole. I still think that's fucking hilarious.
I regret Y hole a little bit. Did I say that, or did you say that?
No, it was 100% you. You never blame me for Y hole. We had acknowledged the fact that there was an autopsy of a child that died in a chick tract, and then for some reason, that fella just loves the Y hole, and it lives on. And I don't think it's a bad thing because no one gets hurt. There's no punch down there. It's just gross. It's just grody.
It's just emblematic of the kind of thing I used to find very, very, very funny. Like, the height of comedy is just saying, ha, look at how offensive I can be. The aristocrats. Like, it's not...
I tend to agree. I guess the funny that I see in it today is that they live on in most people's consciousness. Yeah. As far as their interactions with chick tracks. And so now this thing that this man and he died believing he was saving souls is sullied by you saying a man stuck a dick in a child's chest cavity. That is so fucking funny to me. I can't put into words how gratifying it is that I know that people think of Dead Jack Chick and his legacy includes a Y hole. So you're welcome, Internet.
What my greatest career disappointment is and will be probably that Chick never made a chick tract making fun of us where we're like demons.
I feel like if we keep going, Dave Daniels. Maybe. I feel like
we should do a chick tract next week.
Let's do it. We're definitely doing it. Yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays are the best days, so we'll try to be putting two out a week again. The feedback on this video though is important. We'll probably let's ask on Twitter as well.
Okay.
Anyway, next question. We're long-winded today. We don't get to hang out very much. Trey702, dear Hyena and Jackal, as the boomer generation dies off and hate groups become more and more of the voting base for conservatives, do you think the Republican Party as an institution will go full mask off or try to rebrand altogether?
I think
you're a pessimist, so I'm excited.
I think this person is underestimating the amount of racist, transphobic, homophobic people who are young. They still exist, guys. John Doyle is a person that exists, and he's emblematic of a certain swath of Zoomers. Is he a Zoomer? He's a Zoomer, right? Goddamn Zoomers. Giving us John Doyle.
I think he's a Zoomer, unless he's... I didn't think he was in his...
No, he's like 22. He's like 21 or 22.
Then he's on the tail end of millennial then.
See, I thought I was on the tail end of millennial. I was like in one of the last years.
I thought 21 right now. I could be wrong. Anyway. So, you need to be 20 years old. Millennial. 2000. So, yeah, maybe... Yeah, he's tail end millennial.
Okay.
But,
anyway, Caitlin Bennett, she's young. And again, this is... Caitlin Bennett.
Gun girl, poop girl, do it for state.
Yeah, she's young. She's, I mean, there are young conservatives, guys. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks a lot. But this is, like, guys, so, I hate to break it to you, but never in human history have we not had this conflict between progressive and regressive or conservative ideas. What those ideas are shifts, but, like, this is the constant battle in society.
And who wins those battles long term?
Oh, the progressives always win, but it doesn't make the battles any less annoying.
And you know why? Because we're for liberty, goddammit. We're for more liberty, and that's what people want. Even if they don't know they want more liberty, they want more liberty. And that's the thing. Because so Republicans win elections not because they're popular, because they're not popular. They lose popular votes. They win because they're corrupt. And because old guard Democrats are pussies. However, People like AOC, like literally, like the Amy Coney Barrett thing happened, and she tweeted out loud, "Expand the fucking Supreme Court." That's the type of energy I want right here. Not this lay down. Well, we tried everything we could. Them's the breaks. No, fuck you. We're gonna keep fighting. That's the point, and that's why I keep advocating for people to vote for Joe Biden, even though I'm not necessarily a ride or die Biden guy. Surprise. I am further left than Joe Biden. However, the platform is amazing. Can I talk about the platform for a second?
Go for it.
Oh, man. Ending cash bail, eliminating private prisons, expunging the records of nonviolent drug offenders, and decriminalizing marijuana. Talking about broad spectrum, Green New Deal energy changes. And I know that he recently him and Kamala Harris both doubled down on fracking. But in the plan, it says phasing out of that. So I'm pretty sure that was just to save Pennsylvania swing votes and stuff like that. But I mean, we're talking about a man who, and I don't care if he believes it. I don't care if he believes it, because here's what the thing is. I want to fight liberals, not fascists. I told my chat, the fight doesn't stop on November 3rd. You guys can take a week off. I'm fighting November 4th.
Sure.
Because we need to continue. We need to continue to do stuff. Elections and stuff are a good facet of our democracy. You know what else is good? Keep doing what you're doing in the streets. Keep doing that shit. Keep going. Like don't stop this stuff. Boomers and the generation that dies off, that's fantastic. Sorry, Mom. That's fantastic. We do need these people to leave. Because they are harming people. But there's people like Joe Biden out here that are liberals, and I say that with a little stank in my voice. This man stood on stage the other day, and again, I don't care if he believes it. He stood on stage the other day, and someone asked him about trans issues, and this is just an example. And he said that an 8-year-old is capable of understanding their gender and should be able to choose whether or not they are trans. Mm-hmm. He definitely got told to say that.
Sure.
There's no way he understands trans issues.
But
not the point.
But
not
I'm
the point.
Okay with that.
Someone running for president said that, and trans kids heard that happen, and they felt better. That's all that matters.
I don't necessarily need a presidential candidate to have all the great ideas on their own, because no human being is perfect. But like, if you're told a good position and explain to you why this is good,
yeah,
and they accept that, that's what you want in a president and a politician, someone who's willing to listen to other people and accept, you know.
And I think another good thing in I can't believe Joe Biden made me feel better about voting for Joe Biden. Yep. This is he specifically on the first debate when Donald Trump said basically, Hunter Biden, he's a big crackhead or something, and Joe Biden goes, yeah, he did drugs. He's done a lot to fight that. I'm very proud of him and I love him. Are you fucking? That's we're destigmatizing drug usage. This is a good thing. This is what I want. We're talking about police reform. We're talking about education reform. We're talking about an expansion of healthcare to millions and millions of people. This is step one towards like a public. He literally said the words public option. Do you know how fast that will phase out private healthcare if everyone has access to a public option? That's amazing.
It just seems to me that a lot of, and I'm a leftist, but it seems like a lot of leftists are allergic to incremental change, which is not an effective way to go about governing in the United States, considering our system is built around incremental change. And if you don't like that system, that's completely fair, and you can work to change that. But you're not going to work to change a system from outside of it.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's not going to happen. And revolution at this point is obviously not. What the fuck? I'm getting a call. It's a suspected spam caller. Okay. Swipe down to reject. I've never had this happen. Because I'm connected to my Gmail is open to read these questions from you, and my I have Google Fi now.
Yeah.
It rang in my computer.
That's weird.
and I've never gotten a phone call on my computer in my life before, so that was very, very sudden. Anyway, you couldn't hear it. I forgot I wasn't the one recording, so I should have just shut up. But yeah, I think part of the reason is phones and just our immediate, like, we can just get what we want, immediate satisfaction a lot of the time. And I understand, and frankly, I empathize. Like, I get it why. If you're a leftist, and I mean, we're both pretty fucking far left, we're not satisfied with the speed of this either. But
Sure.
That's the speed it goes. It doesn't matter if we're satisfied, right? It's irrelevant. We have to work with what we got, and what we got. One of the tools we have is elections, and using that tool is a good thing. Again, like I said, do the other stuff too. Keep advocating. I'm seeing people learn fucking like street like healthcare. Do that if you think that you can help somebody, as long as you're educated. If you think you can help somebody with putting a splint on their finger instead of having them to go to pay money to a private hospital, that's great. It's these little things that you can help in your community. I think that's fantastic that we're having more of a community approach, that we're more interconnected than ever. Absolutely, but this is one step in the way. Like again, would you rather fight for against a liberal or against fascism? Because one of these things I'm fighting for, no, I don't want a public option. I want only public health care. And the other one I'm fighting for, please let old people have Medicaid. like, these are vastly different things. So, yeah, as far as I guess the real question, which was what do I think about the Republican Party and how it goes? I think they're stupid enough to double and triple down into the bigotry shit. They let the Tea Party do their thing, and then they let Donald Trump do it. And there's a lot of people that didn't want it to go that way, but now it's like financially expedient for them to do so. But Donald Trump has lost his novelty, like I said before. Like he's not like interested. It's kind of just tiring, right? We're kind of just like fatigued. It'll take someone else being fucking more wild. You were gonna say something?
I'm legitimately curious if Trump loses in a week, 2024. What does the Republican Party do? Do they try and reform their image? Do they try and say, like, oh, the Trump stuff, that was crazy, forget about that. Here's a Mitt Romney type, or even let's just run Mitt Romney again, because by comparison, he looks professional.
It depends on what policies are accomplished in the 4 years. Sure. Healthcare, once the genie's out of the bottle on public healthcare and people realize that they can just have the freedom to go to any hospital, any doctor, anything like that, that's done. Your next hot button issue is going to be like abortion again, is going to be I can't imagine the trans issue is going to be a main talking point in the presidential debate in 4 years. That's going to be, I mean, it's already pretty normalized, and you're already starting to get exploited by companies and shit. You know what I mean? So, like, once the capitalists get a hold of you and they find you profitable, oh boy, I'm excited for the first time. Trans people get super hyper tokenized in like a Coke commercial. Doesn't matter what flavor Coke you drink, we're all people, and it's like the trans Coke label. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be awful. Also, Joe Biden's old, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happened.
He might retire after the first 4 years, and they might just run another.
They keep saying Kamala, like people in Kamala's camp keep calling her the president. So weird. Yeah, I don't know, but also AOC will be available at that point as a 35-year-old.
Okay, I don't think that's a good idea, and I'll explain why. Not because I don't like AOC, but
it'll
because
fire up the right.
We have it's going to be a Hillary Clinton situation. They've demonized her already, and although there would be a counterpoint where I think it would make a lot of progressives very happy.
It'd fire up the left a lot more, I think.
I don't know. I feel like at least in the next 10 years, AOC would be better served doing her job in Congress and continuing to do that.
I think if she could make it to Senate, and that'd be even like Senate Majority Leader or something, would be more ideal.
Sure.
But That said, I think the Republican Party, if they lose this next election, they're fucked. I think they're fucked. If they expand the Supreme Court like they should, the Democrats, I mean, I just don't see a lot of their button issues like guns. Lefties are fine with guns. Like left people. We don't give a fuck about guns. Like abortion's your one thing. You're not going to win a ton of people over on abortion. You don't get a lot of centrists on abortion. You don't get a lot, like it's pretty much just right wingers. I don't know what's that issue. What's the big issue? Like we're talking about gerrymandering, expanding voting rights, and healthcare. Like healthcare is about to be really, really addressed if the Democrats win.
Hopefully,
it's not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be just addressed. So it's just an expansion of that. And I think that's just left versus left. That's not a right-left thing at that point with a public option. So
I genuinely don't know what the right is even trying to campaign and govern on at this point, other than dismantling the federal government.
No, it's just a fuck you campaign because they have Donald Trump. So I mean, you see, they have no policy issues. So I guess that's kind of the hard part is I don't know what they want, and the way they were trending when, like after George W. Bush. They were going with like the Mitt Romneys. They were going with like the John McCain's, where it's like we just kind of want to pull back on spending. That's not very. You're not firing me up about that, so I don't know.
Yeah. After 2012, there was an autopsy that the GOP ran on the campaign to basically say, okay,
they had to drop the gay issue.
Yeah, they said that they had to get on board with gay stuff. That sounds
gay stuff.
Get on board with gay stuff.
That's probably exactly how it was written in the first draft.
But they said there's changing demographics of the country. We need to stop with the dog whistly racist stuff. We need to stop hammering on undocumented immigration so much. And it seemed, at least in the first part of the 2016 primary for the Republicans, people like Jeb Bush were trying to come off as more like center, more like I'm accepting, I just want fiscal conservatism. But then Donald Trump comes in and throws a hand grenade into the primary.
You know what I think it's going to be? I think it might be fossil fuels. Because of how many jobs are tied up into that.
I don't think there's enough people to win them elections who care about fossil fuels. I think the majority of the population, not Republicans, but the majority of the population, including the left and the center, recognize the need to get off of fossil fuels.
I'm trying to figure out what we're arguing about but it's all bullshit. All the right-wing arguments I have are bullshit. They're like trans kids. Like that's not an electorate thing. That's a internet thing. That's like what does middle America give a shit about? Their well-being and their money, and they're gonna have more of both with a left-leaning government. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, you have anything else on that, or can we move on?
No, we can move on.
All right. Brock de Misanthrope says, "Dear Abercrombie and Fitch." Nice. Any thoughts in the reaction, negative or otherwise, and backlash towards The Last of Us Part? I didn't play it. Last of Us Part 2, I didn't play it, but it's not because I give a shit about backlash. It's because I forgot to play it because there were other games coming out.
Okay, I'll try not to spoil anything.
Okay.
So there are things to criticize about The Last of Us Part 2, and people have done a good job. There's a fella on YouTube, I forget his name. He sits on a yoga ball. He talks about video games.
Nakey Jakey.
Yes, Nakey Jakey. He did a good review.
You know why I know that? Fantano DM'd me once, mistaking me for Nakey Jakey.
Okay, that's funny.
I mean, we DM otherwise, like he's a friend of the show, but like he was like, "Oh yeah, and you can bring the ball," and I'm like, "What ball?" He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm so sorry."
Yeah. So he did a really good review of The Last of Us 2. That was talking about sort of that company's game design and how it doesn't work as well in The Last of Us 2 as it did in The Last of Us 1.
Their doors are so big in The Last of Us.
And I can respect his opinion on it. I think his critiques make a lot of sense. What I don't like about the critiques of The Last of Us 2 are the quartering type takes, or it's
Big
less
girly mommy character, bad.
right. Like
She's a real person. That was based on a real person that exists.
their critiques were less about, oh, these are problems with the story. I don't like.
I
These
don't want to fuck
perspective
that
switch.
character.
It was all like, oh my god, there's lesbians, and oh my god, it's these women's. I don't want women's.
There's also
in my
a
video.
trans character, and they were very upsetty.
All that stuff was incredibly stupid. It's
Yeah.
not even a trans character. It's just a woman who's muscular. It's a cis woman who's muscular.
Wait, I thought there was a trans character.
No, nope. You are.
Oh.
You think that because a bunch of idiots on the internet were calling her a T-slur, even though she's a cis woman who happens to be muscular because it's the apocalypse and she fights people a lot.
All right. Tune out if you want possible spoilers, because I haven't played it.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought that there was a orbiting NPC that was trans that gets killed in a scene.
Oh, I'm not aware of that. It's possible, but I don't think so. Could be wrong though.
Okay. You can come back now. I looked at the wrong camera.
But no, the people that they were like making trans jokes about was
I know
Abby,
that, but I thought there was another.
and she's
She's a big mommy. And that's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes you can be a big mommy. Okay, you get to be.
And
If you
also,
work out.
I understand the themes of The Last of Us too, like the idea that like Joel in the first game like did some pretty monstrous things. Like that's a huge
he's not
part
a
of the
good guy.
game. So that coming back to bite some characters in the butt makes sense. I'm not sure I'm entirely on board with some of the stuff, and again, Nikki Jakey did some stuff about sort of the ludonarrative dissonance involved in some of the actions you are forced to take, but
Sure.
was it him?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was someone else who did the review. I don't know. I watched a review.
You're
that
mistaking Nikki
was very
Jakey.
good.
Yeah. As far as I will never understand chuds that say stop censoring our video games, that constantly complain about video games and the direction they decide to go with their art.
Yeah.
I'll never understand the dissonance there. I won't get it. That their brains just don't fucking operate in any way that is introspective or that makes sense. It is irrational and hypocritical.
Yep.
That's it. It's the whole thing. Any more?
No, that's all I have to say about that.
Last one! Dr. Von Flooferton! Dear Jake Bible and Hannah Reloaded. How many response videos to response videos is too many response videos?
I think this is in response to
Is it me doing Dave or you doing something?
I think it was me doing you, doing Lord of Patriarchy, doing you.
Oh, okay, because
both
I
covered
did Lord of Patriarchy doing so Lord of Patriarchy did a thing. I did a thing on him. He did a thing on me. I did a thing on him. He did a thing on me. So you did a thing on
I did a thing
that.
on that, and then he did a thing on me, and then just on me, and then I did a thing on him doing a thing on me.
I know I was 4 Jakes deep at one point.
Okay.
So, and I'm me being the 4th, which is weird. I think 4. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I think it's funny. I like because he thinks he's like on a similar level or something, which is cute. And also, he needs lots and lots and lots of help.
Let me take a look. Has he made videos? Because I know he got banned from live streaming, and much of his stuff was live streaming.
Oh yeah, I forget. I don't know. I didn't ban him though. It wasn't me.
No.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry that happened to you. Maybe it's because you make disgusting dog shit food on the other channel. And someone was just like, I need to find something to rack this guy up with.
Okay, no, he's got some stuff. He must have gotten his streaming back because he has, for a little bit, he got it banned.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you got it figured out, Dave. Yeah, no, I love doing response videos on Twitch. I think it's so fun. There's so many dum-dums out there that really need their shit checked, and there's just not enough time in the YouTube production to make it happen in the way that YouTube likes it. So you got to be streaming it while you do it and then upload it. So if you want to see that, I mean, definitely go to our individual YouTube channels. which are fun. They're just it's a good time. You prefer YouTube over Twitch. If not, and if you enjoy a live experience, again, I can't stress this enough. The Twitch channels are fun places, and you get to control a lot of the content. You guys are the ones that like pick the stuff. I don't know how you do it, but basically, I tweet a thing out. I know you tweet out too every once in a while. Or I'll have backlog from last time I tweeted. And I'll skim through something if it looks a little sketchy or looks a little boring. If it's cool, I'll go with it. If I know that I want to yell at whoever it is immediately. If I have something to say right now, it's in. And that's how it works.
Yeah, I take suggestions, and then sometimes, occasionally, I'll do entire streams where it's all chat. We do a poll, and chat.
Yeah.
Chat gives recommendations for what to watch, and then we do a poll, and chat decides which one we watch. So, yeah. More audience control for sure, and by that I mean any audience control.
Yeah. I think most people would enjoy the Twitch experiences if they popped over. Just if you just like us in general, I don't know why you would want less interaction with us. If you don't like us, then obviously you should stay away, because I will make fun of you in my chat. That's fucking fun too, by the way. I love someone who'll come into my chat and they'll say something stupid and I get to roast them. And then they think they win and they lose. They just lose. It's very good. And oftentimes I'll make money while they are being losers, because chat realizes, well, if I donate, that will make this mad person more mad, and it works every time, and it's good. So even these little bit messages are just money that happen because of those people, and it's like, it's just there's a poetry to the live interactions with chuds that I really love. I also have an open door policy. If you're an idiot, I will probably invite you onto the show, in which case you will get tired and not know how Discord works.
Has Lord of Patriarchy come to your stream yet and asked to come on?
No, but I really want Dave
He asked to come on mine. I think he just thinks I'm easier pickings, and he knows you would absolutely... You would berate him.
But he doesn't understand that you are very... he would roll over. You would destroy him. I don't think... Why does he not understand that about you?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm nicer than you in situations like that, but I don't think I'm less effective necessarily. I just think I'm...
You think you're nicer? I think you get way more emotional. Well, I guess it would depend.
It depends.
So if it's like a hove in someone and they genuinely offend your sensibilities, I don't think you're nicer than me at all. I think you're way meaner than I would ever be.
That's true.
But
on
if it's
average,
just like Dave... No, I want to be nice. That's the thing. I want to be nice to Dave. I would steamroll him and be nice to him, because he's just wrong. But he's also he's clearly just fucking. He just needs a hug, man. That guy just needs a little bit of love. Yeah. I think. Now, Save Dave is a hashtag on my channel at this point. I might even make a fucking emote out of Save Dave, a little angel halo or something over his stupid little face. And more than anything, I need to teach this man how to cook. Have you seen his cooking channel?
No.
Ask about it.
Just
ask about it.
How's his cooking channel?
No. I mean, next time you stream, just ask.
Oh.
Someone will hook you up.
I know good. You made something that he had made, and
I
actually wanted to try it. I forgot what it was.
I can make it again. It's really easy. It was a Dorito. Basically, he made a Dorito casserole where it was goop. And he had Doritos on the bottom. I made basically a Dorito pie with the same shit in it. It was chicken.
Yeah.
It was like if you had chicken dip before with a instead of a graham cracker crust. I did the same thing with Doritos. It worked pretty well. I should have used the food processor instead of just my hands.
Sure.
And then it would have been, because it was a little crumbly on the bottom, fell apart. No, I mean, it was tasty. Alex ate a bunch. And so,
okay,
he's picky as hell. So, it's my bar. I think it was. He's just not good at cooking. It's just sad. I don't know. I think that's it though.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else to preach about?
Nope. Again, YouTube channels and Twitches are in the description. Please go check them out. They're a ton of fun. You believe me. Believe me, they're the best YouTube channels.
I do a
The best.
podcast on Sunday mornings with Arian Foster, by the way, called Sunday Service, and it's really funny. We have a really good time.
Patreon. Donate to the Patreon to support all of this content. It's so much content all day, every day. Just a lot of it's on our Twitch channels and our individual
channels. You might be getting
channels.
even more content soon. Yeah. So, again, let us know if you want to see daily content here at a lower editing standard, like for Bible studies and stuff. I'd be willing to extend the Monday, Tuesday workload.
Sure.
To make that happen in the future. Plus, it's an excuse for us to hang out.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's it. Until next time, I am Hannah.
I am Jake, and I feel like there's a bonanza brewing.
Did you eat dairy or cheese? Well, dairy is cheese.
Did I eat dairy? I don't know. No, I had a lot of vegetables yesterday. It's the fiber.
Okay.
It's the fiber.
Glad we got the update on your poops.
Well, follow me on Twitter if you want more updates. I love you guys.